We're out here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, night 2 of 500 Happy Hour, testing out the audio, making sure we're good to go. Got a great show tonight. Really, really great show. Different because James had to get in and out, but Mayor of Hinchtown. We are back. Happy Monday to you. 500 Happy Hour with me, Joey Mulinaro, live from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Got the pagoda in the background. We are ready, rip-roaring here tonight. Great day of practice on track. Second to last day with cars on track before the big show. The greatest spectacle in racing, the greatest spectacle in the world, the Indy 500. Cars were going fast out there today. I was out there on turn 2. Sitting out there with my lawn chair, just amongst the people, man. No better place to be than in May in Indianapolis, and that's where we are. Shout out to Mount Comfort RV. Wouldn't be able to be here without Mount Comfort RV each and every night. We're here. The magnitude is great. We love it. It's perfect. It's cozy. It's comfy. And shout out to Rusty Eckstein. We love him. We all good, everybody? We got him back there, and we're good to go. Awesome. Glad to have you guys here tonight. 500 Happy Hour. Shout out Yellow Line Productions. My Uncle Tony Mulinaro, making sure everything is good to go in the ones and twos. Hate when people say ones and twos, but you just got to say it when you're talking about people who are behind the camera, who are behind the works. So give them a look. Yellow Line Productions. We got a great show tonight. We got James Hinchcliffe, the mayor of Hinchtown, the handsome devil you see up in the booth when you're watching IndyCar races now on NBC, on Peacock, all month long. He's been on the cock. He's been up there with Townsend Bell and Lee Diffie, rip-roaring, ready to go, giving us all the info we need leading up to the Indianapolis 500, leading up to the Indy GP 2 weekends ago. So we got James Hinchcliffe for 30 minutes or so. And, I mean, look, I don't say this lightly because I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of really cool people. I've got a lot of really cool people in my life. But James Hinchcliffe is the best guy I've ever met. I look up to him like an older brother. He's done nothing but be gracious, taking me and my wife in. Him and his wife, they're just great. So I had to have Hinchtown on. He had to run to an event, so he couldn't join us live. He's a very busy man. Hinchtown out there. He's up in the booth. He's got to go be with sponsors. He's got to go shake hands, smile, show off his handsome face. So he came by earlier. We had a cocktail. We shot the shit for 30 minutes or so, talking all things coming up this Sunday, who he likes to win, who he thinks would be a very good story and even a great story to win. We break down the starting grid 500 photo, which was a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss that. Everybody gets out there. They're in their fire suits. We go through the whole field, all right there with the Borg Warner. Tons of fun with my man, James Hinchcliffe. Love that guy. That's coming up in a little bit. But let's get to what's going on today. First of all, actually, I want to show you guys this. Because it's 500 Happy Hour, and the idea is for it to be a little bit of a late-night show. A little bit of a late-night show feel, a little bit of a happy hour feel, obviously. So what comes with happy hour? Drinks. And I'm having, for the rest of the week, in my new chalice, I'm having a Miller Lite right now, a couple Miller Lights, because this is a big boy. This is a one of the collector's items, one of the milk bottles from the 101st running of the Indy 500 on May 28th, 2017. I got this at the main attraction, right? Main attraction? That's the, yeah. Main attraction on Main Street and Speedway. Love those folks. They got a bunch of killer items in there. I got this. I got 2 Indy 500 framed programs for $6 a piece. Real collector's items. I got a Marco Andretti shirt. I got a lot of really cool memorabilia today. My wife got some stuff for my son's room. I don't even know what it is, but she's like, here for the boy. And I say, yeah, go ahead. That makes you happy? Cool. So main attraction, we stop by there. This is my challenge for the rest of the week because it's happy hour, and I want you guys to be talking Indy 500, talking IndyCar, hanging out with me every single night, hanging out with the drivers every single night, and having yourself a drink like my mother-in-law is right now, God love her. She's not here tonight. We had a lot of energy last night. It was great. We had a great crowd on hand. We had Colton Herta, Jack Harvey. That's all live again. But tonight it's about Hinchtown. We'll get to that soon. But I want to talk a little bit about this as well, because this is a very special Indy 500 to me. May 28th, 2017, 5 years ago, coming up this week, okay? 5 years ago on Saturday, this is the first time that me and my wife hung out. Was race week, was carb day for this exact race. So, yes, Takuma Sato won this race. It was his first Indy 500 win. It was my first experience being out here in a camping scenario with Pat McAfee and his crew. And it was my first experience hanging out with my wife. And I sent her a drunk text on carb day after she was out at the bus. I said, "Sup?" And she didn't respond. And I said, well, this is going to be an awkward summer. And then on Monday, she hit me back. And the rest, as they say, is history. Thank God. She was also inebriated at the time. She was not pregnant then, thankfully. At least not that I know of. And so I sent her that text on Friday. We were hanging out, drinking, having a great time over at old Pat McAfee's bus. The old Barstool Heartland days was firing off with a big way. It was a great party. And I said, oh, this chick's pretty cool. And we hit it off and sent that text that got fired right back my way with no response. But we made it happen. So this 500 that I have right here, the 101st running, May 28th, 2017, is always going to hold a special place in my heart. Not only the first day that I started to fall in love with my future wife, but one of the first days that I started falling in love with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with the 500, with the spectacle and everything that comes along with it. Because it truly is, for multiple reasons, intoxicating once you get out here on race weekend. And I can't wait. It's race week here. And that is all I wanted to do with the show. That's all I wanted to do with this month, May, with the magnitude, thanks to Mount Comfort RV, was continue to use whatever platform that I have, whatever following that I have, to show off the personalities like we did last night with Jack Harvey and Colton Herta, to show how amazing of a place this is, for this weekend to show how incredible of a spectacle it is. And that's what I'm trying to do. So thank you for being along with us. It's a whole lot of fun. It's been a heck of a month so far, and we're just getting started. Like I said, we got Hinchcliffe coming up here in a little bit, which was a blast for 30 minutes. Love talking to that guy. I could talk to him for hours. But yeah, man, last night, me and Jack were talking. I know, at the start, it was a little bit of a live show. Every time you have a live show, some technical stuff happens, and that's what happened anyways. But we were talking about the month of May, and we were talking about Indianapolis. And Jack is a native of England, if you can't tell. Not only because he's so handsome. Actually, I don't know. Are people in England feel like they're more handsome in there? I'm getting a thumbs up from Tony. I feel like just a lot of Hugh Jackman. Every actor, if they're not from Canada, they're from London. They're from England in that area. So they're all handsome. But he grew up out there. And the way that he was talking about Indianapolis last night, you have to go back and check that out if you missed it, because it truly encapsulates it for somebody. Because, look, I grew up here. This is my home. Of course, I'm going to be biased to it. Jack's coming from across the pond, and the way he talks about this place truly encapsulates what it's really all about. And, again, I'll hammer it home. Little Al, when he won the 500, I don't know. I can't remember what year it was. I'm sure Jeremiah Morrill's watching. He's going to text me what year it was when he said this. But he said, you just don't know what Indy means when he had the wreath over him and victory circle after he wins the 500. And I said last night, and I'll say it, I'm lucky enough that I do know what it means. It means home. And this is what this place means. And this is what this race means. And this is what this month means. And I'm just excited as hell to be here, man. I really am. I'm excited as hell to be here. I messaged Sage Karam. He hasn't gotten back to me. He's a busy guy. A lot of drivers are busy, obviously, the week of the race. But we did get one former driver, now in the booth, the Mayor of Hinchtown, my great friend, an awesome conversation every single time that you sit down with this man. Very lucky to have him on, and we're going to throw it to it now. My conversation with the one and only James Hinchcliffe leading up to the 106th running of the Indy 500. One of the new faces of IndyCar, calling the Indy 500, the handsome Canadian face of James Hinchcliffe. Thanks for hopping on,
dude. Man. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
A pleasure.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to us.
Happy hour.
Hey.
To us, to the race, to the month of May.
Absolutely.
IMS. This is all great. How you doing, man? How's the transition? Your first month of May, up in the booth full time. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very good. It's different. There's no doubt about that. The constant is busy, man. Yeah. The schedule that we keep, every time cars are on track, we're airing on Peacock at least, if not Big Bird. So it's been a lot of hours.
Do you guys get bathroom breaks?
Nope, not usually. So 6 hours of practice. We try to eat while we talk. Okay. We don't usually, because there's no commercials on Peacock. That's the problem.
Because I watch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
The cock. You should probably get that. It's good for you.
Is that the nickname in-house?
Yeah.
The cock.
And then the network is called Big Bird.
Okay.
So we're on Big NBC. It's Big Bird.
Big Bird and the cock.
Right. So, yeah, like we through practice week, it's 6 hours on air, and we're doing, and it starts right at noon. And this is always the problem we had, with all the drivers have too, and the crews. You start at noon. Yep. I don't know if you are aware, noon is usually lunchtime. It's a very popular hour for your, midday meal.
I don't hate an 11:15 though.
Which good, you'd be good in IndyCar.
Okay.
Because you have to, or you drive until your first major change, which may or may not come, and you can't drive hungry. So it's a bad scene. In the TV world, sometimes lunch doesn't show up in time. We're up in the booth. We have to get catered in. I say catered in. We get something brought up to the booth, and it's literally, we look at each other and it's like, okay, Lee's first. So Townsend and I will start talking about something very driver and car related, and give him 3 minutes to just hoof down a sandwich, and then it's all right, Townsend's turn. So Lee and I will back and forth on something while he hoofs it down.
Do you guys have a code word that you try to work in, or do you just point at each other?
No, there's a lot. This is what's cool about it, because we're not on camera 99.9% of the time. A lot of hand gestures.
Oh yeah.
A lot of, you're looking at the guy, you're waving at people, and we have 3 people up in the booth helping us as well. We got a great staff up there that helps us. Great team. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. I like it. It's fun. It's kind of like I figure out things on the fly. And
has anybody had to do the Joe Buck, the famous Joe Buck story?
No.
Lambeau Field just has to piss no other. He's calling a play with a water bottle as it was so bad he just had to go. Puts a water bottle or a cup underneath there, is taking a piss while action's going on. Still called the action. Has that happened?
Wow. No, I've never witnessed that. That would be the equivalent of a driver peeing in his suit.
But the drivers, they can just do that.
They can, and
you do.
A commentator could just do that in a cup if you wanted.
Or you could just piss yourself in the booth.
Yeah,
You're up there so long that it dry by the time you left.
I did say that one of the biggest drawbacks of moving from the car to the booth was it's no longer socially acceptable to just pee my suit. I'm still wearing a suit. It's a different suit. Different kind of suit.
Do they make you wear a suit every day?
No,
okay.
only if we're on Big Bird.
Big Bird. So 500 day suit all day.
I got a brand new suit just for 500.
Hell yeah. Is it fancy? Is it race themed? What we got?
It's no flashy. It's flashy.
Oh, sick, bro.
Can't wait to bust it out. I got to pick it up actually. It's still at the shop.
Good. First one you're calling. Yeah, it has to make it.
It's a big deal, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big deal.
Does it feel obviously you've experienced it numerous times as a driver. Now you're coming up to it's race week here. All these festivities, all the stuff that you're used to is happening. I mean, like you said, it is a big deal still for you to be on the booth for a call of the world's biggest spectacle, right? You feel, what's the differing levels? How do you compare the two?
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot less stressful, this one.
Sure.
But no less excitement, honestly.
That's good.
Calling qualifying weekend was awesome. I mean, I loved qualifying weekend as a driver. I also hated it for a lot of reasons. I loved it more than I hated it, as all drivers will probably admit.
Because you were on both ends of the spectrum.
I've been on them all. I've been front row, back row. I've been out. I've been in the middle. I've been all over. And it's so stressful. And when it's done, you're so relieved while you're doing it on track. It's one of the hardest things to describe, the cocktail of emotions, because it is terrifying and it is stressful and all those things, but it's so exhilarating and it's so incredible and it's so exciting. And calling it, I was still getting all those feelings,
Sure.
And I was feeling what Tony Kanaan was feeling, what Rinus VeeKay was feeling, what Ed Carpenter was feeling, what Scott Dixon was feeling. I know those emotions, so I was kind of feeling it through them and trying to relate that back to people. You know, I love teaching people about IndyCar and like what it's like to do what IndyCar drivers are doing.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. Like I said, way less stressful in this role, but no less exciting.
Man, the grandstand, the front stretch, turn 1, was absolutely packed. I mean, did you guys notice that up there? Was it like, okay, this is starting to feel fully back like we expected to? Because I was kind of blown away, honestly, by the crowd, the environment that we saw on pole day.
I think from Friday practice of the GP, I've been impressed with the crowds here the entire month.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's just got that energy back, and a lot of people are saying since the 100th running, this is going to be the biggest crowd that we've seen.
Yeah.
I've got buddies that are suite holders that are like, yeah, I'm normally still holding on to 2-3 tickets on Monday of race week. Sold out
Gone.
of everything for the whole month, 3 weeks before Friday first practice of the GP.
Holy smokes.
So the demand to be at this
go.
event this year is just like through the roof. So that's super exciting. And I remember as a driver, like when you're sitting in that qualifying line, because everybody sort of stacks up in turn 1.
Yeah.
Like
Big time.
obviously
Yeah,
this facility is a big place. So
Great view.
on qualifying, that's just the best place to sit.
Yeah.
And I always remembered as a driver sitting in qualifying line, that's what you're looking at, right? Like you're at the end of pit lane,
Sure.
and you can't really see start. You can't see start finish. You can't really see turn 2. You can just see this block of turn 1,
Yeah.
which is the Southwest Vista, one of the greatest spots to get a ticket in the whole stadium,
Yeah.
and it's packed. And it's such a cool thing as a driver. You're like, man, we pattern around here all week when there's people in the stands, but you don't really notice them because the place is so big. It's like this is the first time you're like, man, people are watching what we're doing here.
It's a show.
This is cool.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's so exciting, and it's funny. So I had my folks out, my in-laws out. You've gotten to meet both of them now, I think. But when we were walking around like Pagoda Plaza and in the stands and stuff, I swear to God, every time that my mom saw somebody with a pretty thick beard, is that Hinch? It's like, no, not every man that has a beard is Hinch.
I do get a lot of tweets from people being like, oh my God, my brother looks just like you, or my cousin just looks, and it's like, any 5'10" white guy with dark hair and a beard looks like me. I'm a very androgynous looking person.
Same with me with the blonde.
Oh,
Blonde and
interesting.
glasses, everybody. Is this
Oh,
your
okay.
brother? Is this your what? It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I could see that. I could see that.
know.
Actually, you look a lot like my brother-in-law, who's just,
Yeah.
if you put glasses on him, I could see
Me
you
and
guys.
Evan do.
Yeah.
I could definitely fit into
Yeah.
the Dalton family.
So funny story, in 2019,
Uh-huh.
Marcus Ericsson was my teammate.
Okay.
He was a
Kind of look.
good-looking,
Kind of looks like
blonde-haired.
us. Yeah.
blue-eyed guy. And I went to a sponsor dinner for one of the companies that sponsored both of us, and obviously they bring out different people. Sometimes they're race fans, sometimes they're not. I happened to bring Evan with me to this appearance, and when we walked in, a few of the people thought that he was Marcus Ericsson just because he was like, oh, I know the other driver is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy. That's why I played it up. I was like, yes, it is!
Come on.
Marcus, don't be shy. Sign this lady's program.
Sure, yeah.
Come on.
Give us a Swedish accent. He's Swedish, right?
Yeah.
Give us a Swedish accent.
Say something in Swedish, bud.
Yeah, let's
Impress
go.
press the crowd.
So he's gotten Marcus Ericsson, and
Yeah.
I've gotten Joseph Newgarden 4 years ago. I've told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Which
this
is
a similar-
totally
Yeah.
plausible.
Yeah, he got a little chubby.
You
We
guys
did this
are-
last year. We did the same thing. I got a little chubby face. If I thinned out a little bit, that would be it. I don't know if you can pick because you're on the call. Obviously, Scott Dixon. Who do you like? Who do you think's gonna win? Can you say that?
I can say who I think. The problem is I don't know.
Really? I mean,
I don't know. Here, Scott Dixon deserves a second 500.
He's kind of like the Peyton Manning of IndyCar.
That's an interesting analogy, and I like that. It's like you've got 6 divisional championships, but
Sure.
only the one Super Bowl
The
kind of
MVP.
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. He deserves it. And, like, nobody deserves anything at Indy. Like,
Yeah.
Indy, you've got to earn it. But, like, man, he's earned it. He really has. He's now the second most successful qualifier. He's got 5 poles. Only Rocket Rick Mears has more. He's only got the 1 win. He's come so close so many times. And his win was in 08. His best races, I think, have been in the last sort of 5 years. He's had 2 that he not should have, very easily could have won had certain things fallen differently. So, man, it's tough to bet against him. But here's I think a Ganassi car will win. I'm not sure I've ever been here, at least in my career, and seen one team quite as dominant as this. And Andretti Autosport's had some incredible years over the past, but man, this is a really impressive run from those guys.
You know what's interesting is I felt like I heard a lot of talk about Penske. We really were disappointed with our May in 2021. We're coming back for it. We've been focusing on it, and I feel like old Chip kind of heard that and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna show you something in Indy so far, right?
100%. I mean, and to be fair to Penske, if you look at where they were in 2021 versus 2022, sizable step forward.
Yeah.
Ganassi had 5 cars in the top 12. They had 4 cars in the top 6. Unbelievable.
Really? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Just running it.
So they were on pole last year. It's not like it's a surprise that they've jumped, like that they're up there. But to build 5 cars for this place that are that competitive is so incredibly difficult.
I mean, especially when you got Tony Kanaan is a one-off. Jimmy Johnson, this is his first time that he's done this. I mean, it's
wild. And dude, what Jimmy's done is super impressive.
If he were to win on Sunday, good, bad, or great for IndyCar?
Very good.
So it's not to the great.
Not quite great. Very good.
Why not quite great?
I don't know.
Is it because
it's his first time? I think maybe.
Does it make the outside people like that fucking jerk off James Corden? Does it make it say like, oh, that's so easy? He just got there and then he did it.
Maybe, and that's the concern. Yeah. But like, he didn't just get here. He's been racing Indy cars for 2.5 or a year and a half now.
Right.
He's been racing for 30 years.
He's been doing ovals for
probably
a long
more.
time.
He's been doing ovals his entire life.
Yeah.
It would be great if he won. It would be genuinely.
I guess you're going back. You're saying it's great.
Oh, sorry. It'd be very good. It'd be very good.
Okay.
It'd be very good. I don't even know what would be great. I don't know. Maybe that would be great because it would. Here's the thing. I don't think there's a person in our series, and a lot of it is because Texas went so well, right?
That was very entertaining.
Because like Jimmy will be the first to admit he has not progressed as much on the road and street tracks as he would like. Mm-hmm. And I totally get that. Competitive guy, I totally understand.
Yeah.
He did his first oval race in Texas. Should have finished 5th. Finished 6th. Should have finished 5th. That was a huge eye-opener, I think, for everybody. We go back to 2014, which was the last time a NASCAR guy competed in the 500. Was Kurt Busch. Mm-hmm. He finished 6th.
Yeah.
Qualified in the Fast 9. At the time, that's what we had. Raced a smart race. Finished 6th, I think.
Is it better to race a smart race or an aggressive race
at
the 500?
Do you want to win?
Well, yeah.
It's got to be both.
Okay.
So Tony Kanaan's got this famous line, and there are 2 races that happen on Sunday. There's the race from lap 1 to lap 180, and then there's the race from 181 to 200. Lap 1 to lap 180, you got to be smart.
I like this.
Lap 181 to 200, at that point, nothing matters.
And he would know.
Pure aggression.
Right. Like
get to anything you have to do to get to the front, you do that.
Right.
But that can backfire earlier in the race, and then you're not in the race at the end. So it's a bit of a here's the thing. I'm going to list off some like TV stats now that I'm a TV guy.
Come on, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson has completed, as in finished, 161 500-mile races in his career as a driver, because NASCAR does so many 500-mile races a year, and he raced NASCAR for so long. The entire rest of the field in IndyCar has completed, combined, 129 500-mile races. So the mentality that you have to have for a race this long, he has more experience doing that than the 32 other drivers he's raced against. And that counts for something. Does he know the cars well? No. Has he done this race as many times as Tony Kanaan? No. But he has done this type of race, this style of race, so many more times than anyone else, like by an exponential factor. And that is going to count, I think, on Sunday.
Man, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be. I'm with you. I think very good is a fair mark.
Yeah.
Because great,
And
because
you know
I
what?
know that's what we would get. I know that we would get the people who are saying,
Like-
"Oh, the 500's not because he just came here and won."
Okay, so then let's counter that then, because if you're in agreement with me, then let's ask ourselves the same
Okay.
question: what win would be great? Is it a Leo 5th setting some history? Is it a Andretti win?
Technically fourth, because of
I like you. I like that. Hey, his face is on the board 4 times.
Paul Tracy
So,
was hitting it hard today. There we go.
Paul Tracy has a point. That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is,
Okay.
what would be great then? If we're sitting here, I feel like it's like,
You know what would be great? It just hit me. You know what would be great? He's right outside the bus right now. Connor Daly, bring it home.
Connor
That would be
Daly,
great.
local boy for a local team.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
Ed Carpenter, local, same thing.
He's less local though. I didn't realize Ed wasn't born in Indiana.
But he went to like Park Tudor and Butler.
Yeah, but he was like 10 or 12 when he moved here.
I mean, Lincoln has like 4 childhood homes, so
Just look at all the license
I
plates
don't know if
in the
you know
United
that
States.
because you're born in Canada.
Here's
So
an annoying fact: we know so much more about your history than you know about ours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Name me 3 prime ministers of Canada.
That Trudeau guy.
Right.
I think there's a Victoria in there somewhere.
That was a queen, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, yes, I'm well aware of that fact. But Connor's born, bred, raised, not just in Indiana, right here in Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
And that would be a big.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Those are on the list of great right there.
Guys,
we go. What's going
there's
on?
Connor Daly right there.
There he is. Yeah, he's leaving.
Bye.
What's going on? Love Connor Daly. I got an idea for you, for NBC. And if this happens,
You'll get full credit.
Or even the cock. If it's that or the Big Bird, I get the finder's fee.
100%.
Maybe I can be a producer. Whatever.
Yeah. Get an EP credit.
Okay. We obviously love everything about you. We love how this is not meant to be an insult.
I'm prepared for an insult now. I'm mentally preprepared to be
Famous
a little
last
hurt.
words.
Yeah.
It's a-
No offense, but with all due respect.
little Talladega.
Yeah.
A segment called "What's That About?" with James Hinchcliffe.
I get it. It's playing off my Canadian roots. No offense taken.
Okay.
And so what's that about?
I love that. It's things going on. It could be the most minute office thing. You know, somebody who doesn't refill. It's almost like grind my gears. It's like somebody
Okay.
who doesn't refill the coffee thing
Okay.
after it's already done in the office.
Okay.
What's that about?
What's that about?
And then you kind of break down. It's like, you know, things that bother you. You know,
But
Guys-
in racing.
no, just in general.
Oh, just in
Racing
general.
can be in there. 'Cause
Okay.
Obviously, that's the pull. That's the thing.
Okay.
But you know, guys who wear
So
thong
this is just like a
sandals.
totally
What's that about?
different guys that wear thong sandals with socks.
Does that
That's
happen?
that's
Is that-
so much worse than even just sandals and socks. That's thong sandals and socks.
With the
You've
big
got a
toe.
gym. I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
Wow.
Worse, even worse.
What's that about?
I've seen it happen at an airport. Who's traveling like that?
I can kind of see because you're kicking off. You know,
Then
you don't.
just get sandals. Just get
Right, you don't. But you don't
band
want to have your
sandals.
gross feet, and so you have the socks, and you just have that, and you kick them off.
If you're kicking it off, wear shoes. Wear socks and shoes and kick off the shoes.
But that's a lot more effort to kick off the shoes as compared to the sandal.
oh, wrong
You
shoes.
have- yeah,
Damn it.
Yes, you just proved my point. You have the high tops.
No,
I have the
'cause
high tops too.
you got great high
Flex
tops.
on the
I was
Jordans
talking
right
about
there,
those
bro.
earlier.
But that's
I've
what
got
I'm
a pair of shoes that they come off. They come off like slippers.
saying. Okay.
Or they just get the sandals that you don't. I don't know. It looks
slides.
uncomfortable for all the walk. Especially you got to connect. You're walking through an airport with
Yeah.
socks and thong sandals.
Songs. I would get the thing with the big toe.
It
The
would-
thing with the big toe already bothers me. Add socks, forget it. What's that?
I'm the same way. I can't wear them. I hate thongs.
What's that about?
I hate them. What's that about?
I mean.
Cheers.
at
I think that's a great idea.
At least a social thing right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We got. I wanted to go through the Indy 500 team, or not team, but the starting grid
Yeah.
lineup photo with you.
Okay. This happened today.
Yeah, it did happen today. So
Normally
I'll throw
that
it up
happens.
on
Just so you know,
screen.
this has already changed because this normally happens on race this morning. This is right before we walk to the cars. They normally do this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And you
so
guys
it's-
did change it to this?
This is a
Wow.
new thing.
So I want to start down here.
Okay. Does everybody have all their zippers done up? And
Do you guys have zippers in them?
we do. We sure
oh,
do.
okay. I started the first thing that comes to mind right here is like Santino Ferrucci. What's going on? What's that about? Right,
That's
the hair. He forgot. Can you wear sunglasses in this?
They don't love it when you do that.
Yeah, I figured.
But you could wear a hat,
Nobody's
which would
wearing
be a double benefit because then he would have the shade for his eyes, so he won't be squinting so much, and we won't have to see the hair.
His face literally looks like he's going, "What's that about?"
That's
Like,
100% true. That should be the mascot of the "What's That About" segment.
and then you got Devlin DiFrancesco. The hat, it's like very old school, kind of. You know the
Yeah. Vintage.
the
Hey,
old
what's
vintage
old is new,
face.
man. What's old is
Those
new.
are So sick.
Don't knock my
right?
jacket.
You got Michael Cera, Colton Herta.
Yep, Michael Cera right
I mean, has
there.
there ever been? I mean, he talks just like him. He sound, you know.
Do you know what's funny? He's like almost as funny. Like his comedic timing is almost as good as Michael Cera's.
He does have very good comedic timing, but
He's
he
a
looks like him.
very funny guy.
He sounds like him.
He's more confident than Michael Cera ever portrays on film. I don't know Michael Cera personally.
Ah.
I don't know if, but he's always kind of like that
Is he
insecure,
Canadian?
awkward guy. He might be actually.
I feel like every actor is Canadian.
So maybe I do know him.
Or English.
Maybe I do know.
Right, because you're from Canada.
Because
so it
everybody,
makes
we all
sense.
know each other.
With Devlin, the feet. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, that's weird. He's all rolled out.
He's going like bow-legged, like they captured
he
the feet when
Just
he's like,
got off a bull. He just rode
Literally.
8.5 seconds, and he's thrilled with himself. Because look at that smile. But
You're
that
right.
the legs still are a bit sore.
I'm loving the hat, I'm loving the smile, but the feet, guy.
We'll-
I mean, this
we
is
can
forever.
we can work on that.
This
Yeah.
photo.
That's your
100 years
rookie.
from
It's your
now-
first Indy 500, and your feet are not. They look like they're not even attached to your body.
Exactly, it's very odd.
Speaking of feet, what is he doing? He's
with the
towing
duck.
out big time. That's
With the
towing
duck
out.
Walk.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not a toe out guy.
toe out's a tough look.
I'd rather be the pigeon toe. I'd rather be the toe.
Let me
in.
toe in. I would pick out over in, but that's an aggressive out.
Not too crazy in, just a little subtle in.
Do you want to know who's like perfect, and his feet are great? Scott Dixon. Look at those
Oh,
feet,
yeah.
perfectly straight.
Literally,
His
90
feet are
degree
perfect.
angles.
His knees are perfectly angled. Hands nicely folded. Beautiful smile. Got the hat, not only covering his eyes and preventing the
worry, yeah.
squint, has the sponsor
You can
covered.
literally see the shade. Like it's shade. I mean, it's doing its job. Santino.
You can see the happiness. Yeah,
Take notes.
Santino.
Kyle.
Yeah,
Take
Kyle.
notes,
Well, he's a Florida guy. They don't squint in the sun. He's used to it.
Florida man for sure. J.R. Hildebrand. What's up, Jesus?
Man, that guy rocks that look in a way that no one else can. And you know what? I'm here for it.
And you told-
I respect that.
You told me last year that you guys get comparisons sometimes.
Yeah, him and I. So when we were rookies together, we both did our
bit
first
taller
Indy
than you,
500
no
together.
offense.
He is, but when you're sitting in a race car, nobody knows that.
That's true.
When you get interviewed on TV, people don't know how tall you are. They're just seeing you from the shoulders up. We both had a bit of scruff, dark hair, roughly the same size, rookies at the same time. We got a lot, and our initials are both JH. So we got it a lot. We got it a lot.
But he's very like, hey, you about to break bread? What's going on? You gonna preach to me here? Jimmy Johnson. I met him at the Kentucky Derby. So handsome.
He's like the George Clooney of
Oh.
motorsports.
Great
He's got the
analogy.
salt and pepper thing going on. He grew the beard out after me, but he grew the beard out to kind of be the bearded guy after me, but he just does it with such elegance.
You know what, brother? That is a great point because my mom didn't say, "Hey, is that Jimmy Johnson?" She said,
Sure
"Hey, is
did.
that Hinch?"
Yeah.
Because
We-
of the beard.
I'm the beard guy.
Look at Rossi. Like he got set up here perfectly. He's near the Borg, but he also looks like he's like 6'6".
Yeah, well, when you're next to Montoya, most people look 6'6". The other thing that's amazing about that picture is that I think might be the largest smile ever caught on camera by Alexander Rossi.
Dude, you know what? I'm really happy. Ross, so he wanted to talk to me on the media bullpen, and then also I texted him today. I said, "What's your availability like this week?" He said, "For you, pal, whatever you need."
Yeah.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
It was- I mean,
He's a
I've
good
been,
dude,
I've
man.
been riding on cloud nine.
Despite his face, he's a good dude.
Right, but look at Montoya, like legend, two-time Indy 500 winner.
He's done that thing twice.
Dude, he looks like he snuck into the photo, and they just took. It looks like he came off pit lane, and they were like, "Oh, who the fuck is this guy?" Like,
I don't know. Is he a crew guy? He's wearing a suit? I can't tell. Let's let him in. Let's just let him in.
It's the no hat, right? It's because he doesn't have a hat, and he's kind of behind the Borg, so you're like, what?
Yeah, you're right. It looks like he snuck in.
Can we not get a better spot for Juan Pablo
For
Montoya?
a two-time winner.
I mean, what is this?
That guy won as a rookie, as the guy next to him did,
Yeah,
Alexander Rossi.
That's true.
2 rookie winners.
How about Will Power here with the kind of shy, like schoolgirl stance?
Yeah, he's got his knees kind of tucked in,
Yeah.
like he's worried someone's about to throw a tennis ball in his groin.
It looks like
He's also not looking at the camera. He looks like he's looking up at the flag stand or something. Doesn't it look like he's looking up this way?
Kinda. It looks like though he really has to pee.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. He's got the knees tucked in.
He's holding the bladder. He's like, can we figure this out? Can we speed this up?
Let's get going here.
Myself.
Yeah.
But he's in a fire suit, so might as well just do it, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he's known for that.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
That's like willpower.
It's a thing.
How about Newgarden and Rahal here? They look like the Disney duo of like the guys who bully people in school.
Well, it almost looks it's a yin and yang situation.
Right.
It's almost like good versus evil.
Yeah.
You got Joseph just looking like the chiseled Greek god that he is, and then you got Graham. Graham almost has like an eyebrow up, like he's the villain kind of in
very
this.
villainy.
He's got the dark hair versus the light hair, the evil eye versus the beautiful blue oceans that are. Sorry, I don't want to talk anymore about that. But yeah, no, that's a weird. That's an interesting.
Jealous,
but
Stop.
well, I mean, no, come on, look at him. I'm gonna get
You like
jealous.
blondes, though.
I'm gonna get
That's
jealous of the way Becky's looking at him too. It's fine. But yeah, you're right. That's an interesting. You know what's funny is I've raced against Graham since he was shorter than me. Can you believe
He's
that?
a tall guy now.
He's a very tall. He's a gentleman at 6'2".
Isn't that like definitely their names are like Dylan and Chad, and they're like the bad guys in Disney.
You're right,
movies.
actually. There's a Disney Plus
Yes.
high school movie that features Dylan and Chad. Wait, which one's Dylan? Which one's Chad?
It's
Dark is Dylan.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that's Chad, and they definitely pick on someone like Felix Rosenquist.
Well, because his arms are different colors. I would do the same.
And then Scott McLaughlin's over here, and he's just like, I'm in a Curious George piss yellow suit. What are we doing? Let's figure it out.
He got the yellow suit, so that way if he did piss himself, no one would know.
This is good, man.
Hold on. I retract that statement.
Okay.
That's the Pennzoil Yellow Submarine. Rick Mears made it famous. Elio Castroneves nearly got his 4th win in it. Scott McLaughlin begged to drive that car. He wanted to. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
Joseph.
I'm on your time, man.
Joseph was supposed to drive the Yellow Submarine, and Scott walked in. And he was like, "I want the Yellow Submarine," and they gave it to him.
Wow.
I just learned that recently.
Wow. So this is like NBC inside info.
I don't know. I don't remember where I heard it.
This is.
Scott said
trying
it,
to
but
do
I'm not sure. I don't remember where he. Yeah.
It's all right. Wow. So is that like they're? I mean, Bus Bros. They're bad blood.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if Joseph cared or not. It was like gonna be Joseph's sponsor. The driver normally gets no say over his like sponsor.
I mean, Newgarden's Shell, and like it's usually him.
He's like when I
Shell
fill up
guy.
at Shell stations, I
Like,
see him
where's
pop
Joe?
up on the screen.
Yeah.
Like he literally is on the little advertisements. Him and Logano.
Right,
It's
him-
Joey and Joe.
Imagine being me. And
Oh my
filling
God.
up, and then the little talk screen just like, "Hey, Joey." I'm like, "What?" why
You
are
got
guys
Joseph.
talking? Yeah.
Will you? Because Logano goes by Joey,
Yep.
and you go by Joey.
Uh huh.
Would you rather go by Joe to get into that group, or do you want Logano to go by Joe?
No, we just have 2 Joeys.
Can't,
Or-
no,
or-
you can't
or-
do that. Can't do that.
He'll
It's Joseph, Joe, and Joey. Which one do you want?
It's-
Pick a lane.
It's Joseph, Logano,
Who's the lane?
and Joey. Oh God, we got to get you in a Johnson Schmitty video. I didn't know that though. Pennzoil Yellow Submarine,
Yeah.
legendary. It is a very slick ride. I texted Scotty. I said, "Where can I get one of them Pennzoil caps?" He said, "Oh mate, they only made a few just for me." And I said, "Oh, well, okay." I was gonna try to support, so.
And you
no
said
worries.
GFC.
Yep, exactly. All right, man. Hey, I know you got to run. Having cocktails, shooting the shit with you is always a pleasure, man. Can't wait to. I won't hear you on the call because I'm going to be here. But
If
other
you
people
really
will-
wanted to, you could just like put it on your phone and have one earbud in with Peacock playing, and you could hear
that's
it.
not a bad idea actually, because I do
Just
love
saying.
to have the
Where you,
insight. 'cause
where
I
you gonna
don't know.
watch from?
So my father-in-law, he's one of the IMS loyalists who like
Nice.
the day after
Yeah.
the race
Signs up
the
for
race
next
to
year.
renew, and he
Yeah.
re-ups right away.
Amazing.
So he's got me and old Rye hooked up right before the end of pit lane in turn 1.
Oh my God.
Under the
We were
grandstand.
just talking about that.
It's
Under the grandstand, got the shade.
That's fantastic.
But you have no idea what's happening in the race.
Well, we have the big screen. So we're watching the
That
front
helps.
stretch.
That
and
helps.
The big screen's right
What are you
in front
listening
of
to the
us.
PA as 33 cars rip by? How much are you hearing?
But that's what I'm saying. You just gave a great point.
Yep,
I'm
mic
going
check,
to
one,
put
two.
that on. I'm going to put the
Put on your phone.
headset in. I
Peacock.
want to listen to Hinch and my mate Lee Diffie.
The Difsta.
Love Diffsta. Need to get him out to the bus. Maybe you can do one from that one now. But anyways,
I'll bet.
Townsend Bell, James Hinchcliffe, Lee Diffie, 106th running of the Indianapolis 500 on the Big Bird, NBC, of course, this Sunday. Greatest spectacle in racing, biggest event in the world. You got to be there. You know you love it. Thanks, buddy. Hey, man.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
course.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
That's so funny.
That's my guy, James Hinchcliffe, the mayor of Hinchtown, NBC, Peacock. You've heard him all month long. One of the lead analysts for IndyCar and the Indianapolis 500. Love that guy. Shout out to him for jumping on, of course. And that's it. That's the show for tonight. 500 happy hour in the books, night number 2. So far, we've had Jack Harvey, Colton Herta, James Hinchcliffe. More special guests coming up tomorrow night, Wednesday night, taking a day off on Thursday, and then Friday, the Carb Day extravaganza, going to be absolutely wild. Noon on Friday, not the normal time of 7:15-ish, noon on Friday, so we can enjoy the Carb Day festivities. Old Ben Polizzi, Johnson, he's coming out. We're going to be having a great time. Thanks again to James Hinchcliffe. Thank you to Yellow Line Productions, Tony Mulinaro for setting all this up. Mount Comfort RV for giving us a great place to host this. Doug Bowles, Roger Penske, all the folks at IMS for letting us do this craziness out here with the pagoda behind us. Absolutely love it. It's the best week of the year. It's race week, baby. We are counting down to the big show. Tomorrow night, we will see you back here on 500 Happy Hour right around 7 o'clock. Let's do it, baby.